Hello guys, it's your girl Asia from the Roman Reigns Fango channel. Welcome back to my channel. We are going to be reviewing episode 19 from Found from season 2. I don't really have a whole lot to say when it comes to this episode. It's kind of boring and mid. There are just really two things I really want to talk about when it comes to this episode, and I'm just going to wrap this video up. But before I even get into this review, I do want to tell you guys that I am taking a break from reviewing episodes from Degrassi season 13 because I just got done with season 12. I want to do other topics that I never got a chance to get into because I was always talking about Degrassi. Like I did tell you guys, I am working on ranking the season finales from worst to best, the last episodes of every season from worst to best. Once I do get a chance to get around that and I'm done ranking them, I will come on here and upload that for you guys. And once I'm done talking about other topics, then I will get back into season 13 episode review. So it's not canceled, just take a little mini break. Um, I'm currently on season 2 for Avatar. So once I am done with season 2, I will be on here to give you guys my review of season 2. Season 2 for Avatar The Last Airbender has 18 episodes. And the season finale of season 2 is very fucking long. It is like 44 fucking minutes. So just want to give you guys a little update, and that's all. But as for Final Season 2 is concerned, I already told you guys, I already expressed that I kind of feel like Final Season 2 has kind of been dragging a little too long. And again, we don't get another fucking episode up until May 1st, I believe so. Why the fuck? Why? I just really want to know why. Maybe I'm tripping. Is that the next time it's a Thursday, or they chose that specific date for a reason? Let me fucking know. Let me see. May 2nd. I think May 2nd is when they said it was coming back. Okay, yeah, that is the next time for a Thursday. So, yeah, I get that. But I'm kind of just been really annoyed with Found constantly, like, pushing their episodes to another week. Like, like I said, there was one time where we didn't get an episode, I think for a week or 2 weeks it was, and we had to wait, and it was just like annoying because it's like, because of the delays, it's making the season longer than it really should have. I know they said the season had 22 episodes, and I feel like right now the second half is kind of struggling because of that, because they're kind of running out of interesting cases to do in MA, and then it's like Sir doesn't get the most attention. So his lack of interactions, or his lack, me not seeing him as much in this season, has kind of like brought the season down just a tad bit. Because you have to think, in season 1, I kind of got used to seeing him at every fucking episode. To where in season 2, his appearance is either here or there. At this point, I feel like he's a goddamn guest star in season 2 because he is not there all the time in season 2. Yes, he was there a lot more in the beginning, which I actually kind of enjoy a little bit more. But now it's just like, oh, he just here. He just feel like there. And it's like, at this point, I feel like he would have been out of jail at this point. The fact that he's still in the cell and all that just don't sit well to me. Like, they finna go ahead and take this to court and all that shit, but that might be delayed because they just found out that the girl, Heather, who is not her real name, her real identity. She stole it from a person that she kind of was stalking and learning how to do their day by day, how to do their day by day law firm job. Sir's real sister, half sister, is her name is Leah. So this is the first thing I have a problem with. And I think in my last review, I kind of hyped it up that they kind of found out that she was his real sister. But now that I look at it, I feel like it was a fucking mistake to find out this early. And some people are going to say, oh, episode 18 is not early. We ain't done with the season yet. I think the best way to find out that Leah was her sister had to been at the end of the very season, like the last episode, where she could have done something where she might have hurt Gabby or kidnapped her for Sir, and then she, released Sir from prison, whatever it might be, to where, like, it'd have been better had they not known who she was, know her identity, because it's like, you done already fucked up by making her being in a relationship with Trent and making them have a little fucking entanglement. So it's like, once she kind of did that, her, like, them finding out who she really is was bound to come out sooner or later. To me, that was like your first fuck up, because if she wanted to get to Gabby, she didn't necessarily have to fuck Trent, because that didn't do anything in her favor. Gabby was never mad nor jealous that they ever fucked. She didn't really give a fuck. And like I keep telling y'all, I really would be rather happy if they just leave Gabby and the whole Trent shit alone. Because Trent, it makes no sense that she was just all down on Gabby's back, talking about, oh, Heather is this, Heather is that, she never done this, never done that, and da-da-da-da. But now you all telling Don, oh, I'm still in love with Gabby, I still love her. It's like, Trent, get your feelings in order. How about you do that? How about you learn who you actually is in love with and who the fuck you really want to be with, before you get to open your mouth and talk about, oh, it's none of your business who I get down and dirty with, and da 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 da. I really can't stand Trent, and I just think when it comes to Gabby, I don't think he's the perfect match for her. And I've already expressed this. I feel like if Don was not gay, I 100% feel like him and Gabby would make the best couple on the show. They just would make more sense to me. I feel like if Don was not gay, him and Gabby would definitely be a ship that I would ship, because I feel like they have a lot of chemistry with each other. He's always there for her. He never judges her. I would have been really cool with that. And even if they would have made him straight and they would did something where he was married, but he was falling in love with Gabby and Gabby was falling in love with him too, that would have been real juicy. That's tea. Like, you feel me? Like, this show is kind of like, it's like at this point in season 2, it's like the only thing that makes this show drama-wise for this second half has really been just Margaret and Don's, not Margaret and Jamie's like whole storyline with him being kidnapped and everything like that. That's it. That's like the only thing that's been making this second half really interesting for real, because like I said, they introduced us to Jamie. So that had to like really carry the second half, in my opinion. And I was not upset that they found out who kidnapped Jamie in episode 18. I wasn't upset with that because I don't think it was too early. My issue was I didn't like how they wrote it, like, oh, the lady's son got taken away from her by CPS, and she basically kidnapped Jamie to make up for her son not being there for her to be able to raise him. But she said she had 2 sons, so I don't know if her other son really died from a heart defect, or she just has 1 son. I wasn't really sure because they didn't really express on that too much in this episode. But I wasn't mad that they made Margaret find out who kidnapped her son, like, in episode 18, because I feel like it was about time, and I really wanted to know who it was. So at that point, I really wanted it. I was more mad at the fact how they wrote the storyline, like, oh, they made it, oh, a woman. It just felt like some fucking Lifetime shit. I just wasn't a fan of that specifically, of the writing of it. Like, it felt like Lifetime shit. But as far as us finally finding out who kidnapped Jamie and all that, I like it, because this episode was really mainly interesting because of that to me. And, like I said, I'm not a fan of how quickly they found out Heather is actually Sir's real sister. At first, in episode 18, I was hyping this shit up, but now I feel like I have a really big problem with it, because I feel like they should have waited. They should have dragged that out a little bit longer. They should have stretched it a little bit longer. I feel like they shouldn't have found that out up until the last episode. Like, you could have found out who she probably was in episode 21, and then 22, before Gabby could probably tell anybody, she get kidnapped or whatever the fuck it may be. Because this second half has been dragging so much that I don't even know what the fuck's gonna happen. I can't even tell you. I can't even sit here and tell you. I might know when I really, 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 really don't know. For real, for real. But at the end of the episode, Sir, because they're like at Christian's funeral, Gabby and all of them, and this is my thing. How the fuck are they holding a funeral for Sir's brother and he's not there? And then when he showed up, everybody act like, oh, it's just the Antichrist for him to be there. Talk about, oh, how did he get here? And Trent's like, I guess I want to say captain of the fucking detective team, kind of like told him that they put him under investigation because he was in a relationship with Sir's sister. So now they're trying to see, did he tell her anything, or was he in with it on her when she came to his house and stole his gun and shit like that? Because in that same episode, Trent had told Gabby that Leah was the one who killed Christian. It wasn't no suicide, wasn't none of that. She killed him. She made it seem like it was a suicide because she cleaned up her evidence and she left the scene. So when she said she would go visit Sir to see, Gabby said she was gonna visit Sir and ask him something. I can't really remember, but Trent's boss was like, "Don't bother because they moved him to a different facility. He is no longer in that one." So off the top, that got me raising eyebrows. Where the fuck is Sir? Where the fuck did they move him to? So that really was like shocking for real to me. And then at the end of the episode, they holding a funeral for Christian, and Sir come out of the car. It's an FBI car, and you know they play this dramatic ass beat that they couldn't believe that an FBI agent, is really behind him coming to the funeral and shit like that. They are wondering how the fuck is he in entanglement with the FBI, and it's simple. He's manipulating someone. He playing mind games with someone close to the FBI team to where they're allowing him to leave his cell and allowing him to come outside to public events, even if he got handcuffs on. So at the end of the episode, they're trying to, that's their like next mystery is to try to figure out how is Sir manipulating people and getting so much public, like, I guess you could say, being out in the public when he really shouldn't be, when he should be locked up. Now, the biggest thing in this episode I found interesting was when Margaret told Jamie off. And you know what? I was really finally happy when she did, because I even had a problem with the way Jamie treated Margaret when he came back. You feel me? I can't necessarily blame Jamie because I understand he's in a very confusing spot. Because the other day, the woman who did kidnap him, Carrie, she didn't, sexually abuse him or touch him in any way that was inappropriate. She loved and cared for him and nurtured him like a mother. So to me, he's still in that confusing place where it's like, okay, I have this woman who kidnapped me, who loved and nurtured me, and then I have my real mother who is my real mom. So to him, it's like he's in a confusing spot. But I loved when Margaret said, when you came back, you treated me like the monster, and I let the shit slide because she poisoned you against me. But here you are still, standing here, still treating me like I'm some sort of monster, and I'm confused. Like Margaret said, she manipulated you into thinking I never wanted you to come home. I never said I never wanted you to come home. I never said I was forgetting you. That shit never came out of my mouth. And it's like, Jamie, how can you even stand here and say you even believe that garbage? I understand you were manipulated and gaslighted when you was with this woman. But how can you even stand here and say you even believe that shit when you've known for the last 13 years I wanted nothing but to bring you fucking home? How? How can you even say that you believe that? How can you even say you even believe that? It's like, Jamie, she wanted nothing for the last 13 years to make sure you come home. Now she finally have you here. It's not even like you're really here because your relationship is kind of strained. What the fuck was? Sorry, y'all. But yeah, Margaret pictured a different picture when it came to having that relationship with her son. But it's strange because of his trauma, and I feel like what she should do with Jamie is put him in therapy so he can talk and just get to coming around to actually trusting Margaret and wanting to build a relationship with her, because I don't think that's ever going to happen if he continues to see her as a monster, because the lady Carrie poisoned his mind into thinking that Margaret is the problem, which I feel like isn't fair because she's not the problem. She isn't. So when you look at the flashbacks with everything with the lady Carrie and Jamie, like I said, I can't blame him for feeling some type of way when it comes to Margaret, because at the end of the day, when he first came back, I had a really big problem with the way he treated Margaret. But when she kind of said that, you treat me like the monster because that's how she poisoned your mind against me. I can't necessarily get mad at him, but I am mad at that he's still here and he still haven't fully trusted Margaret, still haven't really given her a chance to actually be his mom. And I just feel like at this point, if you're not gonna trust her, if you're not gonna allow her to be in your life as your mother, why the fuck did you even show up at the bus station and tell her that you are her son? Why do it? Why do it? That's my biggest issue with Jamie. You wanted to be found. You wanted to know who your real mother was. Otherwise, why the fuck would you get out of captivity? Why the fuck would you leave where you was? Why the fuck would you leave where you was at to try to come and find Margaret if you just wasn't going to? If you were just going to keep her at arm's length? There's two sides to every fucking story. Carrie told you her little wacko ass side. You ain't hearing your mother's side yet. You haven't heard her side. So I was actually glad when Margaret said that shit because I feel like it was something that needed to be said to me, in my opinion. And like I said, that's probably the only thing I really care for in this episode. Like I said, the phone call with Jamie and Carrie, with Tristan right there, he kind of did what he had to do to make sure she couldn't custody because ain't no way in hell she should get away with kidnapping Jamie and almost killing fucking Margaret. No way. No fucking way. She definitely gotta go and serve her time. She kidnapped this nigga. She kidnapped Jamie for 13 fucking years. She needs to serve her time. Everything. She needs to serve her time. She just needs to serve it. I think that's about it. Like I said, Found is really like dragging at this point to where how my excitement was when I used to make fucking reviews because the episodes were so good. It is not there anymore because this show is dragging, and I feel like these episodes they've been doing lately have been really filler based, so it's kind of hard for me to feel like excited, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna do something really like exciting for episodes 20 and 21 and 22. They got to, because these episodes right now, they can't continue to be like this for the rest of the season. It can't be. So that being that, this is my review for episode 19 of season 2 for Found. I don't know if I have any more topics I will be making today, because like I said, I'm not really talking about Degrassi at the moment, and I'm not done with Avatar: Last Airbender season 2 just yet. But if there is something I do want to talk about, whether it's Degrassi, a character, or just a topic that doesn't have anything to do with an episode specifically, I will come on here and do my best to talk about it. But as for right now, catch you guys later.